ninth generation local co-op and split screen video gamers be eating good at the moment. I think that's what the kids say. My name is Couch Coop and bon appetit. You may have got here straight off the back of the Borderlands 4 split screen review for patch point 1003. You may not have done. Can you go and have a look? This is of course Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, and if you're up to speed with my content, you will know that I was involved with Team Sonic Racing. Loved that game, put it on a list. It did very well for the year it came out, but it is on the PS4. This is a full-blown 9th gen PlayStation 5 game. This means, and I was hoping, that we do have some modes on graphics, and that is a big yes. We have quality and performance. Tried out the quality on single player, it's okay, but advisory, heads up, I would go with performance if you're using that split screen. Now on the Borderlands video I mentioned that there may be 4-player, and that isn't confirmed, and it actually isn't a thing. First time in the series, I think. They are going the way of the COD, but this full-blown advertised 4-player local co-op, obviously I'll get the bank loan and buy the extra pads. Very much looking forward to indulging in that and potentially putting together a new 4-player split screen video game list. You might also notice the music's quite predominant in this intro and in the game full stop, and didn't realise this because I took my machine with me away at the weekend to get that Borderlands footage, and this also got a play session. Again, whole thing worked offline, didn't connect the PlayStation 5 to the internet, but once I fired it up back at home and it connected to the service, I got a few rewards come through, one of which was some new soundtracks to put on to the levels. If you liked Team Sonic Racer, you'll know that there's a cool car construction angle to it. You do get prefabricated models, but you can start switching stuff out the more you unlock on a progress front, and they're not just cosmetic, they do adjust some of your stats slightly. And the visuals of these cards are one of the game's attractions for me. The tracks, the cars, and its speed. Team Racer was a very fast game with a very accessible drift mechanic, so I was interested to see if that had carried over. Enough of this blue balling and blabbering. Show me 9th gen Sonic CrossWorlds on split screen, brackets performance mode. So it is all still there. Same drift system, but they've added an extra layer of meta to it. I'll get to that in a second, but you have that flip on jumps, you have those huge wide tracks, everything feels very Sonic Racer. There's a red star collection system on each of the maps, and we're also looking at 2 potential weapons or item slot, which is in the top left and right. They flip that to make it a bit easier for player 2 to see what they've got going on. Also, scandalous shock and horror, this is not Lewis playing, this is the family member from the Borderlands review, and if you remember what I said about this individual, our rivalry goes back to Mario Kart on the NES, so you're talking a near on 30-year grudge. It took them nanoseconds to get their heads around this, much to my annoyance, and I was pretty damn thrashed throughout the entirety of the weekend. A perfect person to playtest a video game like this with, so a massive thank you. The Borderlands stuff, we won't worry about that. The name Sonic Racing CrossWorlds is a clue to this game's brilliance. I'm not sure if you're noticing, but the tracks are switching out on the fly. You have 3 laps, but it will take you elsewhere within that period. It's a Ratchet and Clank riffs apart style jump. It's amazing. Nothing slows down or stutters with the map change. There is also a land, sea and air thing going on, and the flying sections are as cool as they look. Brackets, the controls invert, so you might want to look at that. If you are leading the lap, it will give you the choice of window to go through to pick the next stage. There is also a question mark window which will randomize that result. They are all amazing. There's no massive favorite at the moment, and what you're seeing in large sections of this video is just Cup 1. It still has variants on the CrossWorlds thing coming up that I haven't seen before. There is so much incentive to replay the cups. Let's look at one of the more fun changes to the drift system, and essentially the longer you hold it on, the meter comes up and you get 1, 2 and 3 stage reward boost after you let that button off. This is a similar system to Crash Bandicoots, but it's not as difficult to master. That one was all about timing. This is just out and out long drifts. There is also a rival system, so the AI will pick out a character to be flame iconed, and they will be quite good. They also have their own rank. If you look carefully, you'll be able to see them on the minimap. It's kind of in both your interests to beat this individual, and there may also be more than one. This game has a wealth of unlockable material, so having 2 profiles is essential. Sonic Team Racer, the predecessor, as the name suggests as well, was about being on a team, and you could do a co-op system. You could even pass items to each other. This is not that much of a predominant mode in the main campaign. However, there is a race park where you can start selecting different attributes to what you want involved when you do a cup. This is something I will delve into in the future when we do the 4-player or even 3-player split review. But it's these friggin' maps, man. These tracks are unignorably amazing. They're brilliant. Every single one has its own theme, and that brings me over to the soundtrack, which was putting us off when we first played the game, but this is because you've got your basic default version of the game's theme on. You can switch it out, start unlocking cool, newer songs. And talking of cool, I'm pretty sure this is Wreck-It Ralph's Sugar Rush Mountain. Let's have a look at the powers and items. The majority of them are totally recognizable, all self-explanatory in their symbolism. You get a targeted crosshair on stuff that you can projectile forward, but there isn't, to my knowledge, a look behind or deliver damage from people pursuing you with any massive precision. You can leave stuff behind you. It is all focused on going forward, which is kind of a bit of a relief because you could get sniped going around a corner 100 meters away from first place in previous games of this genre. That track transition is so silky smooth. I'd be really keen to hear from anyone playing this on a base Switch. So it is coming out on the Switch too, and it bloody needs to because it's quite a thirsty game, I imagine. That brings me over to the game's UI and its price. This was £65. It only came out on the 25th of September, so I'm quite new to the party with cost. It may go down a bit. The first thing you'll notice is the user interface is just still the Nintendo button layout. They haven't put any of the Sony centric prompts on the screens. That one's not really an issue. It's the only minor complaint about the entire game, that and the starting music. However, and it is a big however on the music front, I was drifting around some ice tunnel and all of a sudden the key will change in the music and it will just get you banging the feels. Loads of it is earworm material. And on exactly the same principle, they time that with changing the world, and some of it will just blow your mind. So this game is easily the best 9th gen kart racer I've ever played, full stop. I've played all of them. Notice I say 9th gen because we're not talking about the Switch or Switch 2. Check this out, we go right through into a Saudi Arabian mall. Is there anything else, talking about top kart racers 9th gen, is there anything else that even comes close to this that's out now or it's been out for a while? Yeah, there's 2 games that come to mind immediately. First off, it's Hot Wheels, but if you see the switch and change, you're just yawning already. I don't think I can ever go back to having the normal track system on a kart racer. The second one that comes to mind is 2K Lego Racer. Now that one's interesting because it's an open world, full on, go find a quest, work with your mate to sort of expand the maps, go to different biomes. It's a very large game with scripted races within those open world areas. Both of these games feature heavily in the top 15 local kart racer list, which I will link and annotate. Please show some support for me and the channel by hopping over and having a good look at that, because there's some real sleeper hits in there like Grip and the amazing Dirt 5, which does come with 4-player split. On this world transition, we go full blown into a nightclub. The game does not hold back on putting you in slightly adult focused spaces, including the gambling casino, and I think like a future with futuristic trains in it and stuff. Again, still in Cup 1.
Steampunk City. To pick. Please let me catch up.
To say this has raised the bar for what local co-op kart racers are capable of is an understatement. I thoroughly recommend it, even at that brand new price. And stay tuned to the channel, because I have one more indie game coming out on the local co-op front, and I'm going to be revisiting Borderlands 4 at some point. My name was, of course, CouchCube, and I very much look forward to seeing you down there.